everybody, and welcome back to Chapters Create Characters. My name is Rakisha Moore, and this is my son,
Legend Moore.
Excellent. So again, thanks so much again for joining us. We are going to be continuing our reading from A Whale of the Wild. So today we're going to be on chapter 3, and so let's go ahead and jump right into the chapter and have questions after. Chapter 3, Birds. I led them wrong. How could I have chosen so badly? The bone-shaking noise of the human carrier is still in my ears. My heart is still pounding. I was sure I could get past it, but it was going faster than I thought. And Altair was so slow. What if Mother or baby Capella had gotten hurt?
Aww.
They are better off without me. Aquila is the one they need. She will be a perfect wayfinder someday. The sea stretches before me and I clickstream down into the dark water, searching for salmon to eat. In the returning echoes, I see the rocky slope of the bottom. A seal and her baby, all chubby and sleek, dodge away from me as if they know what I have done. I am Vega, daughter of Arctura, great daughter of Syria, of the wormward kinship of salmon eaters. I announce to them. The mother turns to blink at me and waggle her sparse whiskers. I am not the kind of orca who eats you, I add, in a spirit of fellowship. But the seal turns back to her baby and swims away. A solitary octopus slithers along the rocky slope. It dodges away from an eel's cave in a graceful swirl of tentacles. The eel lurks in her rocky cavern, all teeth and patience. I consider giving them a proper greeting, but the unfriendliness of eels and octopuses is in all of the stories, so I leave them alone. If I could find salmon for my family, then I would deserve to travel with them. But salmon are not to be found, and hunger is like a stone in me. Still, I keep searching. A salmon has to eat. Out in the ocean in the cold season, I saw them gobbling up all kinds of little fishes. I changed my strategy. Find the salmon food, find the salmon, I tell myself. I reshape my clickstream to search for the feeder fish our salmon eat when we are in the ocean. I head for a shallower place. I approach. I see a green cloud. A swarm of little creatures come to feed on the green cloud. They are too small to see, but I can hear the snap and crackle of thousand tiny mouths eating. I see the silver flicker of smelt and herring darting through the green cloud to snap up the invisible creatures. More little fish come, and still more, until the water shimmers like a starry sky, and now bigger hunters come. Murres and puffins gather first. Murres are the great fish herders of the sea. They are black on their backs and white on their bellies, just like me. They are duck-sized, and in the air, they are the clumsiest birds I have ever seen. But underwater, they are silent and deadly. Nobody can turn and swoop and dodge like them. Sometimes I go to the shallow spots just to watch them hunt. The murres swim around the tiny fishes, banking and gliding in ever smaller circles. They drive them into a bunch, a shimmering moon of fish. The murres pick off the herring from the edges, grabbing them from their tails and swallowing them whole. Surely salmon will come to a feast like this. How could they resist? I lurk in the shadows and wait. Gulls fly in next. They sit on the skin of the sea. They dangle their triangles and reach down to snap up fish. I search all around for salmon, but none come to take their share. I am so intent on the task that I do not even notice the whale until it is right underneath me. It is a gulper whale, a little minky. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, minky whale.
It approaches from below and lunges upward, mouth open. Its throat billows out and fills with water and fish. The whale closes its mouth and sinks back. Its tongue pushes out the water. It swallows the squirming lump of fish that remain. I pity the gulper whales, especially these little ones. They have no proper teeth, just a mouth of fringe to strain their tiny meals from the water. Their blows are half-hearted. Their flippers are laughably small. Clearly, inside and out, I am the superior sea creature. And yet, the minky has a mouthful of food, while I, for all my prowess, am as empty as a jellyfish. The minky swims away, leaving behind a cloudy streak that shimmers with fish scales. The Murs go back to the work of fish roundup. Puffins join.
Ooh.
Nice, cool picture.
Yeah.
I think I missed my little spot. It says, puffins join them, their thick orange beaks snapping up many fish at one go. We do not eat herring, I have been told more than once. Respect the fish our salmon need, Great Mother always says. If you eat everything, you make a wasteland of the sea. Still, I am hungry, and nobody is watching. I position myself under the swirling moon of fish. I turn skyward, pump my flukes, and open my mouth. Water and fish fall in as I swim upward. When I break into open air, I snap my teeth together and discover to my shock that I have caught a gull by the triangle.
Okay, well, they're not so called for their language gulper whales, and for us, we call them baleen whales.
Gotcha. Okay. I try the whale's trick of pushing the water out with my tongue, only to see most of the little fish escape. But not the gull. It stays stubbornly lodged between my teeth. It flaps madly against the tender spots on my chin. I gulp down the fish still in my mouth and lift my head into the air. The gull screams and beats its wings against my face even harder than before. I give it a helpful shake to loosen it, and it only screams louder. Vega, daughter of Aquila, let the bird go, Aquila shouts.
Uh-oh.
I spin to face my cousin. Caught again. Doing something foolish. Again.
Okay.
I mumble, working the stuck triangle with my tongue. The gull is losing its strength to fight. I keep it carefully above the water. We do not eat birds, Aquila says. Honestly, Vega, you have known this for ages. She huffs out an impatient breath. It's not hard to remember, not even for you.
Some birds eat seabirds. Some whales eat seabirds.
I concentrate on pushing the gull's triangle with my tongue, sliding it down the length of my teeth. It's not right. It's not dignified, Aquila goes on and on. I stop listening, but her words strike hard, like the frozen rain of winter. How are you going to learn it at all? There's so much to remember. You have to try harder than this. I will never be good enough. I need you to try, Vega. Why won't you even try? I do try every day, but Aquila only sees when I do it wrong. I keep working to help the gull. It is not flapping at all now. What will become of us? Aquila says more softly. Why can't you be more like your mother? When the gull is finally free, I nudge it beak side up onto the skin of the sea. Don't sink, I whistle quietly. Please don't sink. Are you listening? Aquila says. You swam away. What's the matter with you? The click streams me fiercely, looking right through to where the herrings are sloshing unpleasantly inside me. I hate being looked through, and Aquila does it to me all the time. I wish I could find an orca-sized cave to hide in like an eel. Aquila glares up at the poor gull, still struggling to swim away. I give it a gentle nudge. The gull paddles and flaps. I offer another nudge and then one more. I regret so much. Let me look at you now, Aquila says, switching to her motherly tone. She clicks gently over my head. Did the bird hurt you? No, I mumble. I glance around, suddenly aware that we are alone. Altair has never left Aquila's side, not since the day he was born. I look again. Where could he be? For a moment, I think the worst. But no, Aquila would be sick with grief if Altair were lost. But she is fine. A little crabby, disappointed in me, as usual. She left him behind with the others, left him to find me. I am pleased but ashamed too. We used to be best friends. All the games of tag and hide and seek and jump the fin, I miss them all. But Aquila is a mother now, and there is no pushing back the sun. She is too old for games, and I am too stubborn to give them up. But Capella is born But when Capella is born, then I will have a sister of my own to guard and play with. She will need me. Don't worry, I mumble. I won't do it again. I was just hungry, Aquila says. She gives me a nuzzle like she used to. I blow a big sad bubble. Me too, Aquila says. And I think I know where to find salmon. Will you hunt with me? It's the new game, Vega. It's a better game, and we have our whole lives to play it together. Will you come? Our family needs you. I do not believe her, not in my heart, but what else can I do? I slide into Aquila's swim shadow, and we head for the gathering place together, side by side and fin by fluke.
I still don't. Aww.
And that is the end of chapter 3. So, I have a couple of questions, Mr. Legend. So, why is Vega sad or disappointed? Why?
Because she failed us when we find her.
In what way, though?
Because she led them the wrong way and almost lead to death.
Okay, but then what about in this chapter? That was kind of in chapter 2. So, like, what about specifically, what did she do here?
Well, she was away from everybody else for a while.
She left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she saw the herring. Like, she saw the krill and she was like, I'm hungry, you know. I'm just trying to get something out. She was like, well, salmon food, like, if you find salmon food, you might find salmon. But turned out it was herring. And then came to the bigger hunters, then the way bigger hunters. And then she tried to be like a baleen whale and basically open her mouth really as wide as she can.
And eating what they don't eat.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not that kind of orca.
Exactly. So, do they eat seals? Her pack?
No.
Or her pod?
No.
Do they eat seals?
No.
Do they eat octopus?
Maybe. I mean, some, like, I'm pretty sure some of, like, because the resident orcas, they eat fish and squids, and that includes octopuses and cuttlefish.
But when she saw that octopus, did she try to eat it?
No.
Well, then. So,
Then
no,
I
they
guess,
don't eat that.
well, this is a fiction book.
There
might be some real pictures in it at the end, maybe. But that doesn't mean that this whole thing will be true.
That's true. That's true. But in her pod, they don't eat that.
Yeah.
So, cool. So, with that, I think that's it we got for chapter 3. Let me think. Is there anything else to ask? Now, Aquila, she finds Vega.
trying to eat a goal.
So she finds Vega. Does she make Vega feel better about herself?
No. But like she gave her a little nuzzle when when she was saying she's hungry. She was because like, she's hungry too.
Yeah, they're both sharing that. You know, they're both very hungry. So, so with that being said, yeah, this is getting really good. A good story. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to you reading chapter 4 for us, right? Okay, so chapter 4 will be read by Mr. Legend in the next video. But thank you so much for joining us today on Chapters Create Character, and we hope you join us for the next video. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.